Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Mobility Bros. How are we doing today? I'm your host, Ron Hylton. We talk about rehabilitation, recovery, and how can we be of service to our community and our athletes, and just seeing how we can just work with others in the field of rehab and recovery, right? So this is episode More Really Bros, and this is sponsored by Be Legendary Athletic Apparel and Fitness Essentials as well. Be Legendary Athletic Apparel, come get your athletic gear and your hats, your hoodies, and Fitness Essentials. You go and connect with Clif Joseph and get your and pick and and get your fitness needs that you need from Clif Joseph as well. So today's topic we're going to talk about is kettlebells and sandbags. So it's just really interesting. I've been training in the fitness industry for about 15 years, and there was a point in time where I didn't believe in kettlebell training. I thought it was just kind of weird, kind of awkward. And I saw someone in the gym I was training at doing kettlebells, and I was really fascinated about what she was doing. And I thought, why not? Why not give it a shot? So I bought this corny program, man. This really corny program on kettlebell training. But you know what? It was kind of my start, and I did like this half job certification program, and it was crazy, right? I was like, oh my god, like I was a hot mess starting out, right? But you know what? I got the swing of things, right? I contacted short story short, I got a hold of RKC, which is one of the top kettlebell certifications in the world. The other one is Strong First, and I got what was called HKC certified. So I was certified in hard style kettlebell training, right? And I just loved it. I moved forward with that, and I'd been doing kettlebells for a while. And just recently, I'm just trying. I'm kind of getting into. I played around with sandbags. I did some sandbag training a little bit. I took a seminar on sandbag training, but recently I just started following a guy on a podcast, and the gentleman's name is Corey Kripe, and he does a podcast called Fitness Line. He has a company called Fitness Lying Down, and he's really interesting, and his whole entire podcast, his whole entire philosophy is based off of training kettlebells and sandbags, and he has a really interesting way of doing movement. Right, he calls it DVRT, dynamic variable resistance training. Right, so he has this very different way of doing movement, treating strength, doing strength. He does no barbell training, no dumbbell training. It's just strictly sandbags and kettlebells. So type in the chat if you are familiar with sandbag training or kettlebell training. I actually dusted off my just because I've been following this guy on his YouTube channel, on his podcast. I've been really I dusted off my sandbag. I've been playing around with it. And one thing I love about the sandbag is the multiple handles that it has on it, right? I love that, it has grips here, grips on the side. It has like one, two. It pretty much has grips all around the back, right? So you can do loaded on your back and do front lunges. You can do rows. I did a workout last week where I did sandbag clean and squat. You could probably they're kind of loose, so trying to do like a press probably wouldn't be like the coolest thing to do, but maybe actually no. If you reversed it, you could do more like a shoulder press, right? A reverse shoulder press, right? So sandbag training is really cool. I think it's valuable. Kettlebell training is really cool. What I absolutely love about kettlebells, and you can agree or disagree with me, is the functionality of it, right? It's a small piece of equipment that you can carry anywhere. I mean, anywhere if you needed to. I mean, you could just carry one bell and you can get the best workout, right? So for a guy, the average man, I think Pavel says, I said between like someone that's around the ages of like say 18 to like, you know, late 40s, 24 kilos is about 52 pounds is about right. And then that's the heaviest, right? And for a woman, it's usually like the heaviest is about 16 kilos, right? So 12, which is like 30 something pounds, and 12 kilos is about the sweet spot for a beginner for a female. And I would even go as far as to say um, um, maybe like a 16 or a 20 is a good beginner sweet spot for a male to work with when you're working kettlebell training. Yeah. So, put it in the chat if you agree or disagree, but that I think, you'll get a lot of you get a lot of ballistic and strength training from kettlebell training, right? Same thing with sandbags, right? I think sandbags are a underutilized tool, right? I'm someone who is now, really taking an interest. Thanks to shout out to Corey Cripe. You don't know me, but I know you. And man, I think that I think there's so many different tools that you can use. But with this sandbag, it's kind of cool because it's again it's another portable tool that you can have. It does come in different weights. The one bag I own, it's 40 pounds. And then what's cool about that is that they come in 10-pound bags, right? So I bought a cheap one, right? So you had to go buy the sand, had to dry out the sand so the sand could fit in the bag, and then I had to put it on a scale, weigh each bag, and then it had like a Velcro thing, and then the sand was leaking, so I had to put a Ziploc bag around it. But it was kind of a hot mess. But anyway, what's cool about it is that you can take each bag out. You can make it 10 pounds. You can make the bag 10 pounds if you want. So so yeah, they're both very good tools to use in the industry. Highly recommend. I wish I had a link for bags, but if you were looking to purchase kettlebells, my go-to has always been Perform Better, which they do sell sandbags. So Perform Better actually does have good quality performance-based sandbags. I haven't bought any of them yet, but I've been to Perform Better seminars. And Perform Better, for those who don't know, they're a company that sells athletic equipment. They started out with like track and field equipment. They just expanded over the years, but they do put on some amazing world-class seminars for fitness and functional movement professionals. Hands down, some of the best seminars I've ever been to. But anyway, and they always have like people lined up or booths set up where you can buy and uh, purchase stuff. And their sandbags are really good, keep everything sealed. And you can get kettlebells from them too. But a really good company to buy kettlebells, quality kettlebells, is a Kettlebell King, right? So, and what I, and I always get I get the question asked, what are some of the best kettlebells? What makes a good kettlebell a good kettlebell? For me, it's how smooth the horn is, right? So if you're using the kettlebell, like I have some kettlebells I bought, F.E.O kettlebells, Ever kettlebells. They're beautiful kettlebells, but the paint or I forgot what you would call it, but it's a little grind, right? So when you're going up and down, you get that you get caught in here. But you get a nice smooth kettlebell, it floats in your hand. You don't have to use any powder. Even with the other kettlebells I have with the different coat on it, with the more of a like a grittier coat. If I put powder on it, it just grabs my hand more, man. It's painful. So I try not to do a lot of snatches with them. If I do, I'll do some cleans. I'll do some squats. And they're heavier bells. So one is 32 kilos. The other one is I can't remember the kilos, but it's like 80 pounds. So I use those. And I honestly I got those because they were on discount. They were on sale, so I got them, right. So so that's my take on sandbags and on kettlebells. and they're very good tools. I always I'm always in awe of like the different things that come out that people use. But the crazy thing about kettlebells, they've been around for a bazillion years. Like they're nothing new. And I would go as far as to say the same thing with sandbags. I think the fitness industry takes certain tools, they try to reinvent them, which are not reinvented, right? They've been around for everywhere, right? So yeah, so all right, so that is my take on sandbags and kettlebells. Thank you for joining Mobility Bros. And please like, share, and subscribe. Show your love. We are working on getting to 100 subscribers. We just hit our 50th episode a couple weeks ago. And man, we love you guys, man. We love showing up. We love doing the things we know to do. We love showing information and giving back to the community as much as we can. Check out our links at the bottom of the description. Check out, or we have so much to give. And if you have any questions, send us a message. We love to see your comments and your messages. All right. Take care now. Stay awesome. And I want to stay awesome. Keep serving grace. Be legendary. Have the most amazing day and happy Friday. And thank you for tuning in to the Mobility Bros.